Hello everyone. Thank you for joining my live. I hope that you are having a fabulous Friday and that you're looking forward to a more fabulous weekend as always. But today I wanted to get on and talk about creating a beautiful gift presentation for your bridesmaids and groomsmen. Um, One of the things that I found to be um, really or important to brides um, out there is that aside from being meaningful, they want the gifts to be beautifully presented. So I wanted to talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about aesthetics and creating those beautiful gift presentations. But before we do, I want to introduce myself for those who are new around here. My name is Amy Cole. I'm a personal gift consultant and owner of Creatively Memorable, a gift concierge that helps engage couples with full schedules, create beautiful bridesmaids and groomsmen gifts for a meaningful and memorable gifting experience. Now, let's talk about one of the things that we all love to see when we get um, when we get and open a gift. Hi, husband. Thank you for joining. Um, So one of the things that we love to see when we get a gift and open it, right? Can you guess what that thing is? Put in the comments if you think you know what it is. If you didn't guess, it's the colors. We love to see the colors. It is the first thing you see when you receive the gift, right? So, um, you want to be sure that you're choosing colors that are complementary, right? Think about the color scheme that you want to use for your gift. Write it down, find color swatches, even go to the hardware store and get those paint swatches that they have to help you find the colors that you really want to use. Now, if you're using your wedding colors, then you've probably already done this. But for your gifts, you can do this as well, especially if you're not going to use your wedding color scheme. But if you are, it's okay. But even with clients, when I create a gift design, and I have an example here again. You guys have seen this one already in previous videos. But if you look here, I'm going to make it larger. If you look there, you see that I include the color scheme for the gift, and that's um, even if you're using your hi Trent, thank you for joining. Um, Even if you're using your wedding colors, you do want to probably still, well, I do want to still include the color scheme in the design so that I can ensure that the items that are being selected fit within that color scheme that is being chosen, right? But you want to make sure that the colors are complementary to each other because that will lend itself to what we talked about last week, and that is the story that you want your gift to tell. Um, but you want to make sure that those colors look um, how you imagine them to look together. And that leads me to my next point, choosing your vessel. And when I say vessel, I just simply mean your box, bag, or basket, the thing that you're going to put your gift items in to present to the recipients. So you want to be sure that you choose something that is the right size for your items. You don't want it to be too large and you don't want it to be too small. I know for my wedding, the box that I had chosen for the bridesmaids gift was too large. It it had too much space in there, and it didn't lend itself to telling a really good story for me, right? Um, and so you want to make sure that it's not too large. And you also want to make sure it's not too small for the items that you have, because you don't want to um, look like you've jammed a bunch of stuff into this small, I'm gonna say box because that's what I use most. You want to make sure that it doesn't look like you've jammed a whole bunch of stuff into this box. And that leads me to my next point when it comes to beautiful presentations, beautiful gift presentations. You don't want to put too much stuff in your gift box. Um, Sometimes I know we want to put as much stuff in the box as we would like to put because we think that makes more impact. But really, it may cause confusion. So remember, we want their eyes to dance around in delight. We don't want their eyes to look around in confusion, trying to see what's in the box, um, or trying to see what's in the gift. So when you're choosing your items to go into the box, you want to make sure that you're putting in items that are the most meaningful, the items that will have the most impact. Because we definitely want their eyes to dance around in delight because we're telling them a story, right? And then you want to decide how you're going to arrange those items in the box. Um, this is, as I said last week, this is a part of, how you tell um, a beautiful story with your gift. You try to arrange the items in a way that it is aesthetically pleasing to the eye. If there is something that maybe there is one item that is a focal item, you want to make sure it is arranged in a way that their eyes meet that item first, and then they move on to the other items in the box. And that is how you will those items, the arrangement of the items can help tell the story that you want your gift to tell. Um, Again, you want the items to be arranged in a way that helps the eyes dance in delight when they open the gift. But um, aside from the items and how you arrange them, another thing that helps create a beautiful gift presentation is the coordinating ribbon, tissue, and the filler. And some people think that that's not as important. And I know ribbon may or may not be important because you may choose not to use it. You may choose to use a belly band or just put letters on the box, and that is all okay. Whatever you choose, you just want to make sure that it is that the color coordinates with the rest of the gift because um, the the ribbon or not the ribbon, the letters, whatever it is that you choose, they are a part of the story, just like the tissue, just like the filler. For the tissue, I would just say if you're going to use tissue, choose tissue that coordinates. I cannot tell you how many times before I learned my lesson on uh, choosing tissue, I would think that I can use this pink because it looks like pink and it looks light pink, but when I start putting everything together, it looks off. It doesn't go well. Um, Sometimes it can be incredibly difficult to choose the right color pink uh, out of all of the light pinks that these people have come up with. So for the tissue, you just want to make sure it coordinates if you're using, especially if you're using something other than white. Then you want to make sure, and I'm going to stay on this point just for a little bit. You want to make sure that you get enough filler. One of the things that I see brides do a lot is they use the filler. And when I say filler, I mean shredded, um, the crinkle paper. I call it the crinkle paper. There are different types of fillers, but the one used the most is the crinkle paper or the cellophane shred. So I've seen brides toss it in as an accessory to help the gift look pretty. But filler has a function. Filler actually has a function. It's not necessarily a an accessory, right? Although it does lend to helping you give a beautiful gift presentation. The main function of it is to help the items that you have thoughtfully arranged in the gift. It helps the items stay in place. So you want to make sure that you have enough of it so that the items don't shift around in the gift, and that the arrangement is exactly as you want it when they open the gift. Because again, we're creating a beautiful gift presentation so that their eyes dance around in delight. And so you don't want things to be all shifted around when they get the gift. So, the last thing that I want to talk about when it comes down to creating a beautiful gift presentation is the stationery. Don't forget to include stationery. And when I say stationery, I mean your note card or your handwritten note. Um, and a tag if you want to include a tag. But that handwritten note, you want to be sure that it is coordinating with the rest of the gift, especially the colors, maybe the imagery, the graphics on the card. You want to make sure that it all coordinates with the rest of the gift. Because the card is going, when they open the box, the card is typically the first thing that they see. And it's going to have the notes on it, a handwritten note on it that um, is the first thing they read, which is the beginning of the story that you want to tell them with this gift, right? So you're putting your sentiments onto this card, but you also want to make sure that it is complementary with the rest of the gift. And one last thing, I know there's one thing that I do that is not necessary, but it is a finishing touch that I like to include, and that is a sticker. If you are using tissue paper um, to put around your gift or to enclose your gift in, then you may want to have a sticker to close the tissue paper. And it is helpful because it helps the tissue stay closed. The tissue helps things stay in place as well. Um, but it is also another thing that you can use to help the gift be beautifully presented and lend itself to the story that you want to tell. And I know I'm talking a lot about story, but that is because a beautifully presented gift is a part of the story that you want to tell, right? So I keep saying that, referring back to what we talked about last week, because this also plays a part. Um, but if you choose, you would want to choose a sticker or a label of some sort that is coordinating to close the tissue. It's just a nice finishing touch that I like to include. So, these are the things that I believe help you create a beautiful gift presentation for your bridesmaids and groomsmen. The things that I think make the gifts really pretty. So, but that is all that I have for you guys today. If you have any questions about what we've talked about here tonight, definitely leave them in the comments. If you are working on your gift and you have a question for me, leave them in the comments, or you can send me a message and I'll be sure to get back with you. If you're watching this replay, be sure to say hello in the comments so that I know that you stopped by, and so that I can chat with you a little bit. Um, but if you want to see, if you want to I showed you one example, but if you want to see other gifts that I've done and how these things are included in the gift, then definitely you can look at the photos here on Facebook, or you can follow me over on Instagram. There are photos there as well. Um, but yeah, that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope this information was helpful to you, and that you can use it in some way. If you know any brides or grooms, definitely share this information with them, to hopefully make their journey to their wedding day a little bit easier, right? But again, that is all that I have for you guys today. So until next time, happy gifting and many blessings.